everyone, it's Reagan and welcome to the start of this reading vlog. This is an extra special reading vlog, which I'm sure you've deciphered from the title because it's gonna be in the title. But this is gonna be a 24-hour reading vlog. I have been feeling very slumpy and I currently have a few days off from work, so I figured let's just try to read for 24 hours straight. If you're thinking that's an intense way to get out of a reading slump, you're not wrong. I'm unsure of how successful this is gonna be, but I figure, you know, might as well just jump into the cold, deep water and just see what happens. I have a few books that I really want to read and I think will be actually really good for 24 hours of reading. It is currently December 30th, which means tomorrow is New Year's Eve. So I obviously have New Year's Eve plans, but tonight is pretty free and tomorrow during the day is pretty free too. I do have to do like some filming and some errands, but like nothing too wild. So I think I can really, if I just commit myself to it, get a good chunk of reading in. That being said, because I've been feeling slumpy, I have been procrastinating starting this video all day. It's currently like 6:30 p.m. on Monday. And I have been filming and editing and just overall thinking of any other task aside from picking up a book all day today, but I've said nay, Reagan, no more. I want to get started on this 24-hour reading challenge and really push myself to see how much I can read, especially because I don't feel like reading within this 24-hour period. With that being said, let's chat through the books I want to read right now. Hope is I'll be able to finish both of these books within the next 24 hours and maybe even start a third one. Whoa, intense. But the first book I'm going to read is The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson, which I was lucky enough to get this book early. It comes out at the end of January, so I'm seriously so lucky to get this early. This is the third and final book to the Truly Devious series, which I love. And I picked this up because this is a YA thriller. I already know I love this series and this author, and I feel like this is a book I will fall headfirst into and read it super, super quickly because of its thriller nature and just how much, again, the first two books were incredible, and this is the third book, so I feel like this one will be especially quick. So this is what I'm gonna start with tonight. And I feel like with a good, you know, fireplace on the TV, I still have my Christmas tree up because Christmas never dies in this household. I'll be able to get hopefully all the way through this tonight really, really easily. From there, I'm thinking I'm gonna pick up Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. This is one of the top books I wanna read this year. And I also just think, you know, given that it's so popular and, you know, fantasy, and I'm hoping it's just like dark and gripping and fast paced, that again, I'll be able to read this really quickly. It's definitely a book that's right up my alley, so I'm hoping that this will just, again, capture me right away and I'll be able to read it really fast. So both of these books combined are over 700 pages. This is about 360 and I think this is like 450, so almost 800 pages there, if not exactly over math for 800 pages. I'm hopeful to finish both of these within the next 24-hour period and maybe even start a third book. Let me flip you around. Because my reading mood is so fickle right now, if I pick up a book and I'm not immediately engaged, I'm gonna put it down, quit, DNF, and I'll find another book to read. But yeah, that's my plan. Welcome to my 24 hours of reading. As I said, it's 6:30. I'm going to make a cup of coffee right now. I'm gonna put my fireplace on and I might put on some music to get my phone away from me, and we're just gonna get to it. We're gonna start out the gate strong. No more distractions. No more distractions. I'm gonna eat dinner in like a couple hours and I will go on a hot Cheeto break, but you know, those come later. Do you see what I'm doing right now? This is called distracting myself from having to start reading by just never stopping talking. This clip never has to end and then I never have to pick up a book. Lols. Okay, seriously, bye, goodbye. We're making coffee. Paused Harry Styles so I wouldn't get copyright, so I could show you coffee in my Book People mug, my favorite mug on the planet. Oh yeah. Okay, time to unpause Harry Styles. A very touching scene. Oh, hello Matilda. Got my fire roaring. And I've been reading. Let me turn you around. So it's been about an hour and some change within my 24 hours of reading, and I'm happy to say I've just passed page 126 of The Hand on the Wall. And I have to say, I was kind of a genius picking this book up for 24-hour reading-a-thon because it's exactly what I needed. It started off immediately. It's so fast-paced. I really love this book series. If you're not familiar, Truly Devious, which is the first book, is basically set in this like remote school in Vermont, and it's a school for very gifted and intelligent students, and it was opened by a business tycoon in like the 30s. Shortly after it opened, his wife and daughter were kidnapped, and it was a mystery that was never solved. Fast forward to present day, we follow our main character Stevie, who basically dreams of being an FBI agent, being a detective, and she wants to solve this mystery. As she kind of begins to dig into clues, things begin to happen around campus that begin to kind of parallel that mystery, and the past and the present kind of begin to blur in uncanny ways. So the first two books, great. I'm in this third one. It's so fast paced. I'm like very anxious though while reading it because again, I'm a total scaredy cat. So it's not like nothing has even particularly scary has happened, but it's more like the atmosphere, like it's almost like you're like a ticking on a clock. You're like waiting for things to go down and you're waiting for scary things to start happening. So I'm scared. That being said, I read the first 126 pages of this book very quickly. One of the things that this book does through all the books is it jumps back and forth in time. So you go to the 30s, and then you go to present day. And those chapters tend to work so well together. Like things reveal themselves in the past that reveal things in the present, and Stevie is like digging into the past in such interesting ways, which, you know, put new light on those past chapters as well. It just is so cool and really well done. And it's like, just like she gives your anxiety enough where like you're uncomfortable, but it's not like this is a horror novel in any way, shape, or form. It's truly like a murder mystery whodunit style book. And I still have no idea who done it, who done anything. But I'm really making my way through this book quite well. Again, I'm about a third of the way through already, an hour and some change in, and I really don't foresee me finishing this book to be a problem at all tonight. And then I'm hoping to also read a good chunk of Nevernight as well. But I am gonna take a short break because I'm gonna run and pick up some Cheetos from the store before it gets too late and I get too scared to leave my apartment. And because, you know, I'm reading a scary book. And then I'm gonna heat up my dinner soon because I am getting hungry. I made some homemade soup last night, which I'm just gonna like heat up and eat. It was really tasty, so I'm looking forward to that. But most importantly, I need to get my Cheetos because that is gonna, I need my Cheetos in a 24-hour readathon. That's what propels me, that's what fuels me. The flaming hot fuels my reading passion. Anyway, so I'm gonna go get those now. It's called Thriving. Have you heard of it? Bodega haul. Also, I was quickly reminded why I so rarely read scary books, because I've read 130 pages of a amazing thriller series that honestly is not wildly scary, but it has definitely like piqued my anxiety in that, just for a baseline understanding, I am an incredibly anxious person. My natural baseline level of existence is probably like, I just ride at a very anxious, waiting for the world to end level. It's just my natural state of being. So when I read a book that has scary elements, it brings me to a whole new level. And that the 5-minute walk to my bodega, which was a nice, pleasant walk, children were running by me, you know, parents were strolling out with their children. I felt like I was in a haunted house waiting for an axe murderer to jump out at me and kill me. Along this very busy street in a very normal neighborhood. So that's where I'm at right now. But in all honesty, well, that is actually all honesty, but now that I'm back, I've retrieved my snacks. I got cookies and chocolate and Cheetos. Thriving. I am going to read probably like 30, 40 more pages, and then I'm gonna make dinner because I know dinner is gonna derail me for like a chunk of time, so I want to continue to read a bunch before I let that derailment happen. And I'd be much happier to take a break after like being around almost 200 pages read for the night, because I'm actually starting out very strong and I'm very proud of myself, given that I didn't even feel like reading when I started this video. I have gotten into this book very quickly, which really speaks to the quality of this series. But I put jeans on, I need to put my sweatpants back on, and I'm going to read some more. But I wanted to give you a check-in, let you know what's the haps. And my fireplace is in the works. It's actually going backwards because Matilda sat on the remote. Hello, Matilda. She has been so snuggly wuggly while I've been reading. And great news, I have just passed the 200 page mark of The Hand and the Wall, on the Wall. And definitely very anxious, definitely on the edge of my seat, but I also cannot put it down, which is a great reason to pick this book up during a 24-hour readathon. I need some like pure cleansing television to distract my brain from, you know, making murderers appear out of thin air in my locked apartment. That being said, I have about 150 pages left. It's now like just 9 o'clock, so I've been reading for like 2.5 hours approximately, and I've gotten some good reading in, so I definitely feel like I'm gonna finish this tonight, and I'll get it read. My goal for tonight, I think, is to read like 500 pages. I think that's pretty reasonable, or more. And then obviously I have like all day tomorrow, given that I started this at like 6:30, so that's a good sign. I'm gonna make dinner because it's 9 and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go heat up some soup right now. But I just wanted to check in and let you know, I'm on page 200 and this book is really heating up. It's like a really captivating novel. Things are starting to come together, more questions and mysteries. Like, she's so good at the subtle reveal, because one thing I'll say about this whole series is like she's revealing stuff all along the way, so it's not, so she's giving you the satisfaction of figuring a small piece out. Now the larger picture, like the huge full mystery, we don't know, but we've gotten solutions to like mid-tier mysteries along the way that will hopefully lead us to a very satisfying total mystery, like throughout all the books, mixed in with like small like reveals, which just makes the book super engaging and not wanting, and I heard someone in the hall and I got scared. It makes the reading of the book super satisfying. But I am gonna heat up dinner now. Top Chef Texas is on. It's a Restaurant Wars episode to help cleanse me of my terror. And I heated up my soup, which is this half-baked harvest recipe. It's like a potato soup with kale and spicy chicken Italian sausage. Sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top, bacon. It's really good. Just, I made it in my Instapot. My mom got me an Instapot for Christmas, so it's my new favorite thing. All right, I finished watching Top Chef, so I killed an hour. I'm gonna have my Cheetos now, and I'm gonna finish The Hand on the Wall, and hopefully not have nightmares. Let's hang out, Matilda. Checking in because I ate a whole bag of Cheetos and I finished The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson, which is exactly 368 pages, which means I've read 368 pages so far in my 24 hours of reading. Woo woo. It's a good start. I have momentum, I'm on track, I'm doing the dang thing, which feels great, and yeah. So, context for time of night, it's midnight exactly, and I'm trying to decide. I feel like I'm not gonna have a cup of coffee because I feel like that will screw up my brain too much, but I'm honestly not feeling that tired, and I've read 368 pages and I started at 6:30, so like this is only 5.5 hours of reading in, and I have almost 400 pages down. I have all day tomorrow. I feel like I should do a reading montage later in this video because I haven't done any reading montages. You're just gonna have to trust me that I've been sitting here reading with Matilda. But overall, this third and final book, non-spoiler review, I actually really liked. Obviously it was super engaging. I read the whole thing in one sitting just now, and I find Stevie, our main character, so endearing, and I just root for her so much. And as a main character, she's just so capable, and I love being in her mind because it's so brilliant. Like seeing her kind of uncover and work through problems, I find just so satisfying and interesting, because my brain does not work like hers because I'm too scared, for one, and two, I just don't have that type of, like, brains are built differently, and my brain functions not in a like detective murder analysis kind of way. Overall too, I thought the mystery was strong. I felt like everything came together really well, and I liked the ending, and overall I just felt like this whole series was just solid. Like, it was very entertaining from book 1 to 3. It was well paced, which I think is another testament to its writing, given that it's a mystery story. She really was able to, again, like, give you satisfaction of finding things out throughout the entire series while still saving the big reveal for the very end, which I feel like is kind of difficult to pace that out over 3 books so well, and I feel like she did a really good job. Yeah, just liked it. I liked this 3rd book. I think I gave it like a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good, and it makes me want to check out more books by Maureen Johnson. This was like, I think, my first series I've ever read by Maureen Johnson. I think I've read some like co-written stuff, maybe some things with like Cassandra Clare, but nothing solo. So loved this series overall. Now I need to pick up another book while I have the momentum on my side. I obviously have been saying I'm going to pick up Nevernight by Jake Kristoff, which I think I'm going to. I'm going to just like start it and hope that it captures my attention immediately. I might pull a backup book because I feel really good about reading right now, and I don't want to pick up something that's slow because it'll slow me down. I'm like on that part of it's getting late where I'm acting weird. But anyway, long story short is I'm now gonna pick up Nevernight, and I'll do a reading montage. Wow, what a great idea. And if I don't like it, I'll switch to, well, it's not that I'm not gonna like it. If I don't find it engaging quickly enough, I'll switch books. But for now, time for a reading montage. Hi friends, some time has passed and I have read 60 pages of Nevernight by Jake Kristoff. So far I am obviously liking it because I've read 60 pages. I'm still unsure if I'm gonna stick to this book the whole time. Probably will, given that I've enjoyed the first 60 pages. I'm still trying to get oriented in the world, but so far I would best describe this book as cheeky. It's like a fantasy novel. We follow our main character who's like trained as an assassin. Her shadow is alive, which is cool. And I think she's like on a path for revenge because her family was basically murdered by like an opposing political interest when she was young. But the writing style is like almost told like a tale. Like everything is already transpired and is being told back to us. And our narrator has quite the personality. And there's also footnotes, which I'm like mixed feelings on. Sometimes they provide interesting tidbits of information and sometimes they're just like kind of trying to be funny, which adds atmosphere, but I'm also like, I don't feel like reading this. I just want to read the story, and sometimes it's hard to kind of shift up and down and back and forth. But point is, I've read 60 pages, which means I'm now in the 400 page mark. My goal is to read at least 500 pages tonight, so I am on track to do so. I think I'm gonna move into the bedroom and like take off my makeup and put my pajamas on because I am reaching my goal, and then once I reach my goal I can go to sleep. But I wanted to check in and let you guys know I've started Nevernight, 60 pages in. So far so good. Matilda is here, Clay is home but trying to sleep, so I'll keep him off camera. But I am going to continue to read Nevernight right now in bed and stay up as late as I can, starting now. I am making good progress on this book, so staying up a little bit later. Good morning, everyone. Fuel for the readathon. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Cheers. I have my fake fireplace going. I wanted to check in and let you guys know of my reading progress last night. I know I only did a few check-ins as I got later, mostly because Clay was sleeping next to me, so I didn't want to like wake him up because he did have to go to the office today. That being said, I did stay up till almost 3 a.m. which I know there are more intense 24-hour readathoners out there. That is very late for me. Like, very late. And also, I'm trying not to screw up my sleep schedule too much because I do have to go back to work in a few days. But good news is I did read about 133 pages of Nevernight, so I'm making really good progress. And that combined with the 368, I think I read like 501 pages, which I'm really happy with. So that means so far 501 pages. I'm really on track. Matilda is here. Hi. And I have until 6:30 tonight. It's just about 10 a.m. So I have until 6:30 tonight to read as much as I can. So my hope is to read over 1,000 pages in this reading vlog, which I think I can do. And maybe even try to finish 2 books and start a 3rd one. Well, if I read 1,000 pages, I'll have read 2 books. So we'll see, or maybe get really far along the way and 2 more, like Nevernight and another book. I think I don't really have much planned for today. Excited, I do need to run some errands at the afternoon mark, and then I want to clean the apartment, which at first I was like, how could I do that and read? But then I remembered a beautiful thing called audiobooks exist. So I think later in the afternoon I'm going to download an audiobook and deep clean my apartment for like a few hours, which hopefully means I will get like some really solid pages read of that audiobook. But anyway, I'll keep you posted on that. Point is, I wanted to say good morning. I made some coffee. I'm now going to sit down and read more Nevernight. I am liking this book. I think a lot of my same thoughts hold from last night. It's cheeky, it's entertaining. I am definitely falling more into the narrative style. I don't love the footnotes, if I'm being honest, and I don't read most of them, and hopefully that's not gonna impact my understanding of the plot, but so far I don't really feel like it has. I feel like they're more for like flair than substance. Footnotes have always annoyed me, like in books, even when they're there for a scholarly purpose, because it just like pulls me out of what I'm reading. Like I have to like remember to go down, and I usually wait till the end of the page, and then when I wait to the end of the page, like the context is no longer there because I don't like do it immediately when I see the symbol. Anyway, maybe I'm more of a bad student, but I don't love footnotes. I think they're distracting. But aside from that, I do like this book so far. So I'm gonna keep reading. Millie's smiling. And I'll keep you guys posted. But I did want to say hi and good morning. I think this whole reading vlog is just gonna take place on this couch. Strong possibility, everyone. Hi friends. So I've been sitting here and reading and making some really wonderful progress. I've read another 60 pages, so I'm just under the 200 page mark. And this book is really starting to grow on me. One, it's been doing this the whole book. It keeps jumping back and forth for our main character between like present day and her childhood. I feel like the historical context of what happened to her as a kid growing up, and then like her starting to receive her assassin training, I think really like humanizes her a bit, because in a lot of ways she almost seems like supernatural in the present day because of her like special shadow abilities. She's also has like a creature that helps her shadow abilities that like sucks all of her fear. So seeing her as a child, I think gives her more humanization. Like she's not just this like killing machine. Also, this sort of like assassin culture, assassin group that she goes to, she journeys to, and then arrives at is super interesting. And like this sort of interactions between all of them, and just like learning about how that all works. Listen, assassin school, which is what I'm gonna boil this down to, is cool. It's almost as cool as spy school. In fact, no, it's cooler than spy school. So I have to say, I'm liking this. I am still only reading about 50% of the footnotes. Basically, I'll skim like the first line, and if I feel like it's relevant to the characterization, I'll read it. Otherwise, I'll skip it. But yeah, I'm really liking this. I'm actually about to head out though. I'll be back. I have to run like a 10-minute errand. I need to go pick up some crabs for dinner because Clay and I are making like a feast for dinner tonight, so I need to go pick up the goods from the store, which is just like right nearby. Hopefully they have some left, so TBD, but I'm gonna go do that right now. This is what, 4 pounds and 40 minutes of waiting in line looks like of crab. It's gonna be so good though. I made some delicious butter toast for lunch because I just bought 4 pounds of crab we're eating later. Still have this Hershey bar, which I'm going to indulge in tonight. I'm gonna sit my butt back over there and get back to reading. I'm gonna put Harry Styles on. I think I'm gonna read for another like hour and a half, then I'm gonna switch to the audiobook so I can clean up. You'll always ask where all the books in my apartment are. Mostly on the floor. So I need to deal with this disaster, you know, new year, new me kind of thing. But yeah, that's the plan. Isn't that right, Matilda? Hi friends. New angle for you. I thought I'd switch up the video. I am happy to say I have just reached book 3 of this book, which means I'm on, where is it? 318 pages read. So I've read a lot of this and I'm actually really liking it. It's one of those books that, like, at the beginning I was like, I don't know. And then like 100 pages in I was like, okay, Jay Kristoff, I see you. I'm starting to like this. And now I'm like very deeply invested. To be frank, the assassin school is brutal, but so cool and fascinating. I always love a school setting, like usually a magic school setting is what I encounter, but an assassin school setting I will take because it is a wild time. This book is super violent. Just definitely wanted to call that out. I feel like this book is mistakenly sometimes organized in the YA genre because Jay Kristoff has written YA books, but this is definitely an adult book. In so many ways. It's violent, there's lots of things going on in this series, but I'm just really liking it. I don't know, I really like the main character, the magic is cool, like the trials are really interesting, the larger political realm is starting to expand, and as I get further and further along, and as our main character kind of begins to learn more and more, things are getting even more interesting. I'm trying not to be spoilery, obviously, but I just feel like this book is gonna really grow. And as the series continues, I think it's gonna get even more ridiculous. But truly though, my favorite part is the school setting. I mean, the trials and tribulations like make sense. I'm also watching The Americans right now, which is like a spy show, and they kind of use a lot of the tactics that our character is learning in here. Like, it's not just about killing and swordsmanship and poison. It's also about like seduction and being able to get people to tell you things and make them fall for you to get information. It's like all of that, and it's so cool, and I'm really liking this book and I'm flying through it. I was worried I wouldn't read it very quickly, but definitely the opposite is occurring and I'm liking it. I am about to take a break though, because I'm gonna start cleaning because my apartment needs to be cleaned up. So I'm actually gonna switch over to an audiobook. I'm gonna read Daisy Jones and the Six. Well, listen, read, you know. So I'm going to put that on right now and clean. And I'll try to do, you know, montages of me cleaning my apartment. All right, it's happening. I've read almost 700 pages. I'm gonna switch over to this audiobook. It's 9 hours. So I'm obviously not gonna finish this, but you know, maybe like a 2-3 hours in. So I'm gonna start this right now and start cleaning. Friends, just wanted to check in. I have been cleaning and my apartment is so much cleaner, but I am still cleaning. I'm cleaning up my bathroom right now. I got on a roll, you know how it goes. But I wanted to check in because I've listened to about 2 hours of Daisy Jones and the Six so far, and I'm liking it so much. I think that equates to about 50 something pages. And I'll say, yes, listening to the audiobook is slower than if I was just sitting here and reading it. Obviously the multitasking element is incredible. I should listen to audiobooks way more often when I clean, But more than that, the audiobook is amazing. This is like the perfect book to have an audiobook. I mean, it's like, the book is essentially like a series of interviews, breaking down and understanding the making of a super popular band in the 60s and 70s called Daisy Jones and the Six. We learn about Daisy Jones, who's obviously like this iconic woman, and also we learn about the whole band and how the band came together. And basically, I think it's leading up to the eventual like falling apart of this band. But again, it's through a series of interviews. So this audiobook has all these different voices. The cadence is incredible. I'm pretty sure Daisy Jones is voiced by a super famous actress. I just can't place her. Judy Garner, maybe? I don't know. Point is though, audiobook is amazing. And I actually feel like if I read it without listening to the audiobook, it would do me a disservice. Like I feel like the audiobook is just a better experience. So awesome there. So I'm gonna press play. I'm at the part where they're recording the album, the debut chapter. It's so good. I'm just completely entranced. It's like made me clean more thoroughly than I think I plan to because I want to keep listening to the audiobook. It's honestly a great trick because I'm like, well, might as well deep clean my bathroom and like get rid of things I don't need because, you know, I'm listening to this audiobook. So that's a great sign. But I'm gonna press play, get back to my bathroom, keep cleaning, and I will keep you guys posted. Hi, I've officially cleaned like every part of my apartment I could think of to keep listening to the Daisy Jones audiobook. It's also approaching sundown. I think I've been listening to this audiobook for like a while, like 4 hours or something. I think I'm on page like 145 of the book, but I have to pause because while was technically being productive and listening to an audiobook and reading, it's slower going than if I was just reading myself. So I think I've read about like 840 pages or something like that, which is great. And I'm really pleased with that. But I'm gonna switch over back to Nevernight because I'm gonna try to at least get to page 900 before the end of my 24 hours, which is encroaching. I think I have like 2 hours and some change. It's about 4:30ish, so Matilda and I are just gonna sit. I'm gonna pick back up Nevernight and just read as much as I can and pause my audiobook despite how much I'm loving it. It's so good. The audiobook was totally the right move. 100% incredible. It's interesting because I assumed this book would just be about Daisy Jones, but it's also truly and about the six, like the 6 other people. If anything, I feel like I've had more time with the 6 than I have with Daisy yet. And I'm really interested to see how they meet and their stories meld together. But I am really invested in this, and the voice acting is so good. I just like, it's so visual too. I just can like see it all. It really plays like a documentary in my head with the audiobook too. Anyway, time for me to pick up Nevernight, grab it, and try to get to that 900 page mark. Shouldn't be too hard. I just have to read about like 60-ish pages. So that is the plan, Stan. I'll check in. I'm really enjoying this book, so the 60 pages shouldn't be difficult at all. But my apartment is so clean. And just like that, my 24 hours of reading is coming to a close. I've been sitting here and I've read 368 pages, and I now need to go pick up some lemons. Clay's on his way home, so I think I am going to end this vlog. Well, I'm not gonna end it because I'm gonna have future me come in and like talk through all of the books because my brain has read and consumed too much literature to like be coherent and tell you how many pages I read. But the point is, for tonight, for the readingness of this vlog, I think I'm done. I have like 15 minutes, 20 minutes left, and I'm just gonna call it. I'm really satisfied with everything I read. I read over 900 pages, I'm pretty sure, which, holy crap, for someone who was in a reading slump, and nary 24 hours ago, to think that I could read, you know, basically 2 whole books and then get about halfway through another book, I'm really proud of myself. I'm really, really satisfied. Also a great way to start the new year. I always like doing challenges like this, especially at the beginning of the year, so I can kind of start strong. But I'm gonna sign off until the next clip where I kind of go over all the pages I read. But I need to go pick up lemons now, and I just want to say thank you all for watching. Hopefully this wasn't terrible, and hopefully I do another challenge like this soon, next time I have maybe a free day to do so, because they're fun. Anyway, I'll check you guys later. Hi everyone, and welcome to the end of the vlog the next day. The end of the 24-hour reading vlog. I just wanted to quickly come in here and wrap up everything I was able to accomplish and read. I'm actually very pleased. I read over 900 pages, which on the offset of this video, being in the reading slump I would have never guessed that I was able to do that. And I'm really liking all the books I'm currently reading. So let's just quickly run through them all. First and foremost, I read 368 pages of The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. Really liked this book. I thought this was a really solid murder mystery YA trilogy. I thought the third and final book ended great. So loved this, read this in like no time at all. Then I picked up Nevernight by Jay Kristoff, and I read 378 pages of this. This book kind of took me by surprise because I didn't know if I was gonna like it. I felt like it was really hyped, but for the most part, I'm really enjoying the setting, the assassin school setting. It's super dark, and I'm excited to finish it. I don't have very much left at all, so this will be one that I'll hopefully finish before the weekend. 378 pages, and then last, but certainly not least, I read 157 pages of Daisy Jones and the Six. I listened to the audiobook while I cleaned my apartment, as you guys saw. Honestly, I think I would have done myself a disservice not listening to the audiobook of this novel. It's exceptional, and it's so gripping and captivating, and the cast is so good. It's just so well acted. I feel like it suits the narrative style so well that I feel like if I just read it plainly, I just couldn't have done it justice. Like, hearing the nuance and the voice and everything just gives so much more color to the characters present in this book, and I'm really liking it. So all in all, I read 903 pages, I believe, which, hey, I'll take. And I really enjoyed everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon with another one soon. Goodbye.